Sai Baba of Shiridi is one of the greatest avatara purushas to have walked on this earth. Sai is an embodiment of love and divinity, and his incarnation in Shiridi was fundamental in uniting Hindu and Muslim religions. In his incarnation as Satya Sai Baba of Parthi, he continued his work of spreading love and peace. The love and Bhakti he kindles in his devotees is tremendous. He has profoundly helped and guided me in my spiritual journey. His teachings and philosophy reiterates the oneness of God and seeing God in all beings. His leelas and life stories are so heartwarming and proves the immanence and omnipotence of the Lord. Shri Sai Satcharitra is a biography of Shiridi Sai Baba's life written by his direct disciple Hemant Pant. In this video, I will do a verbatim narration from the 15th chapter of Shri Sai Satcharitra. Om Sai Ram. Chapter 15. Naradi Kirtan Paddhati, Mr. Cholka Sugarless Tea, 2 lizards. The readers may remember that mention was made in the 6th chapter regarding Ramnavami festival in Shiridi, how the festival originated, and how in the early years there was great difficulty in getting a good Haridas for performing Kirtan on that occasion, and how Baba permanently entrusted this function, Kirtan, to Daskanu, and how Daskanu has been doing it ever since. Now in this chapter, we shall describe the manner in which Daskanu was performing the Kirtan. Naradiya Kirtan Paddhati. Generally, our Haridases, while performing the Kirtan, wear a gala and a full dress. They put on a headdress, either a peta or a turban, a long flowing coat with a shirt inside, and uparani, short dhotar, on the shoulders, and the usual long dhotar from the waist below. Dressed in this fashion for some Kirtan in Shiridi village, Daskanu once went to Baba. Baba asked him, "Well, bridegroom, where are you going, dressed so beautifully like this?" "For performing a Kirtan," was the reply. Then Baba said, "Why do you want all this paraphernalia, coat, uparani, peta, etc.? Lay off all that before me. Why wear them on the body?" Daskanu immediately took them off and placed them at Baba's feet. From that time, Daskanu never wore these things while performing the Kirtan. He was always bare from waist upwards, a pair of chiplis was in his hand, and a garland around his neck. This is not in consonance with the practice generally followed by all the Haridases, but this is the best and purest method. The sage Narada, from whom Kirtan Paddhati originated, wore nothing on his torso or head. He carried a veena in his hand and wandered from place to place singing the glory of the Lord. Mr. Cholka's Sugarless Tea. Initially Baba was known in Pune and Ahmednagar districts, but Nanashab Chandorkar, by his word of mouth, and Daskanu, by his splendid Kirtan, spread the fame of Baba in Konkan, Bombay Presidency. In fact, it was Dasganu, may God bless him, who by his beautiful and inimitable Kirtans made Baba available to so many people there. The audience who come to hear the Kirtan have different tastes. Some like the erudition or learning of the Haridases, some his gestures, some his singing, some his wit and humor, some his preliminary dissertation on the Vedanta, and some his main stories, and so on. But among them, there are very few who by hearing the Kirtan get faith and devotion or love for God or saints. The effect of hearing Daskanu's Kirtan on the minds of audience was however electric, as it were. We give an instance here. Daskanu was once performing his Kirtan and singing the glory of Sai Baba in the Kaupanishwar temple in Thana. One Mr. Cholka, a poor man serving as a candidate in civil courts in Thana, was amongst the audience. He heard Daskanu's Kirtan most attentively and was very much moved. He there and then mentally bowed and vowed to Baba, saying, "Baba, I am a poor man, unable to support my family. If by your grace I pass the departmental examination and get a permanent post, I shall go to Shiridi, fall at your feet, and distribute sugar candy in your name." As luck would have it, Mr. Cholkar did pass the examination and did get the permanent post, and now it remained for him to fulfill his vow, the sooner the better. Mr. Cholkar was a poor man with a large family to support, and he could not afford to pay for the expenses of the Shiridi trip. As is well said, one can easily cross over Nanegat in Thana district or even the Sahyadri range, but it's very difficult for a poor man to cross the Umbregat, that is, the threshold of his house. As Mr. Cholkar was anxious to fulfill his vow as early as possible, he resolved to cut down his expenses and save money. He determined not to use sugar in his diet and began to take his tea without it. After he was able to save some money in this way, he came to Shiridi, took Baba's darshan, fell at his feet, offered a coconut, distributed it with clean conscience along with sugar candy as per his vow, and said to Baba that he was much pleased with his darshan and that his desires were fulfilled that day. Mr. Cholkar was in the masjid with his host Babu Sahib Jog. When the host and the guest both got up and were about to leave the masjid, Baba spoke to Jog as follows: "Give him, your guest, cups of tea fully saturated with sugar." Hearing these significant words, Mr. Cholkar was very much moved. He was wonderstruck. His eyes were bedwet with tears and he fell at Baba's feet again. Mr. Jog was also curious about this direction regarding the teacups to be given to his guest. Baba wanted by his words to create faith and devotion in Cholkar's mind. He hinted, as it were, that he got the sugar candy as per his vow and that he knew fully well his secret determination not to use sugar in his diet. Baba said, "If you spread your palms with devotion before me, I am immediately with you, day and night. Though I am here physically, still I know what you do beyond the seven seas. Go wherever you wish over the wide world, I am with you. My abode is in your heart and I am within you. Always worship me, who is seated in your heart as well as in the hearts of all beings. Blessed and fortunate indeed is he who knows me thus." What a beautiful and important lesson Baba has imparted to Mr. Cholkar. Two lizards. Now we close this chapter with the story of two little lizards. Once Baba was sitting in the masjid. A devotee sat in front of him when a lizard ticked. Out of curiosity, the devotee asked Baba whether this tick-ticking of the lizard signified anything. Was it a good or bad omen? Baba said that the lizard was overjoyed as a sister from Aurangabad was coming to see her. The devotee sat silent, not making out the meaning of Baba's words. Immediately, a gentleman from Aurangabad came on horseback to see Baba. He wanted to proceed further, but his horse would not go as it was hungry and wanted grams. He took out a bag from his shoulders to bring grams and dashed it on the ground to remove dirt. A lizard came out from there and, in the presence of all, climbed up the wall. Baba asked the questioner devotee to mark her well. She at once went strutting to her sister. Both sisters met each other after a long time, kissed and embraced each other, and whirled around and danced with love. Where is Shiridi and where is Aurangabad? How should the man on the horseback come from Aurangabad with the lizard, and how should Baba make the prophecy of the meeting of the two sisters? All this is really very wonderful and proves the omniscience, the all-knowing nature of Baba. Postscript. He who respectfully reads this chapter or studies it daily will get all his miseries removed by the grace of Sadguru Sai Baba. Bow to Shri Sai, peace be to all. Namamishwaram Sadgurum Sainatham. Om Sai Ram. May the grace of Sai bless and guide us all. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu Sarve Jana Sukhino Bhavantu. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.